into a comfortable seat. You can just sit cross-legged, or if you want to sit on your knees or something that makes you feel a little bit more comfortable. You know, however you feel good to lift up through your spine and kind of open your chest. And then let your hands fall comfortably on your knees or in your lap, whatever feels good. Take a moment here before we begin to close your eyes down. With your eyes closed, we'll take 3 breaths together. Take a big, deep inhale in. And then exhale all the air out of your mouth. Really letting that tension go. 2 more times. Biggest inhale. Exhale it out. Last time, really fill that breath up. Let it all go. Keep your eyes closed down. We'll open class with 3 vibrations of the sound Om. Om is like the universal vibration of all things. It's like that kind of humming energy that's keeping everything alive. Yeah, Om. So if you're comfortable chanting, chant along with me. If not, just listen. That's totally fine. Listening is still a form of chanting, yeah? Keep the eyes closed no matter what, so you can really feel into the experience of these sounds. Yeah, big deep breath in. Start to roll your head around in a circle one direction. So just like nice, big, slow circles. Your hands can stay resting on your knees here or wherever they already were naturally. But just circle your head in a nice, slow direction. Whatever direction you chose is fine. We'll go both ways. So already then start to switch the direction. Just take it the other way. And notice if there's any spots in the neck or the shoulders that feel a little tense. See if you can kind of smooth them out. Keep breathing long and deep. Keep your eyes closed so you really can feel into those sensations without external distraction. Find your way back through to the center here. Blink your eyes open now. Interlace your fingers in front of you. Press your palms away. And then inhale, reach up and back like you're stretching first thing in the morning. You can even kind of wiggle side to side if that feels good. Just breathe. Open the ribs, the lungs. Take one more big breath in. See if you can gaze all the way up to your hands. And then as you exhale, release your hands and fold forward over your legs. Now this might be on your fingertips, you might come onto elbows or all the way forward with the head down. Take 3 breaths here. And here you can feel free to sway side to side too if that feels good on your low back. Otherwise just stay in the middle. One more big breath in. Breath out. Inhale as you start to walk yourself all the way back up. Exhale, take your hands behind you, fingers face you. You can walk them back as far as you feel comfortable, and then just lift up your chest so you arch and let your head drop back. 2 breaths here. Breathe into that opening in the chest. One more big inhale in. Exhale, start to walk yourself back into your regular seat. Go ahead and release your left leg. And take it into like a mermaid position. So you bend your knee and then you take your foot to the side here. Go ahead and grab onto the ankle. Inhale, reach the right arm up. And then exhale, kind of pull onto the ankle or press away as you open through your side. You can gaze up to the ceiling, 2 breaths. One more big deep inhale in. Exhale, sitting all the way back up. Take this right hand onto the floor behind you and then inhale, press up onto your knees, pelvis forward, arch back, open the chest. 2 breaths here. One more big deep inhale. Exhale, sit it all the way down. Good, switch your legs. So now your left leg comes forward, your right one goes over to the side into this little mermaid type thing. Grab onto the ankle and really use it so you can bring your left arm up and then either push or pull away and you fold even deeper, opening that left side, gazing up towards the ceiling. 2 more breaths. One more big inhale in. Exhale, starting to sit up, left hand slides onto the floor here, and then inhale, pelvis presses forward, up on the knees, arch back, 2 breaths. Let it feel good in your body, modify how you need to. Exhale, sits you all the way back down. Good, go ahead and crawl yourself forward onto your hands and knees now. So knees right under hips, hands under shoulders, we'll cat-cow our spine. Inhale as you drop your belly, lift your tailbone, chin and chest, opening up. Exhale, round, chin and chest, tuck the tailbone under, really lift the back of the heart. Inhale, arching, open the chest. Exhale, rounding the spine. Breathe in here through the nose, just keep moving your spine with your breath. So your inhale is your arch, your exhale is that curl position. You can feel free to add anything else that feels good. So maybe side to side or kind of circling your hips feels good. Just move your spine with your breath. I encourage you to close your eyes so you can really feel into the body without that external stimulation of your vision. Yeah, you can get deeper into your sensations like that. A couple more breaths of movement, whatever feels good. Into a neutral position with the spine. As you inhale, reach your right arm up and open your chest. Exhale, thread the needle. Take the arm all the way through so you rest on your shoulder. Right ear comes to the mat. Breathing here. Feel free to stay here or open this left arm up to even twist more. One more breath. Exhale, hand comes back to the floor if you lifted it. Inhale, right arm up. Big chest. Expand the heart. Exhale, hand down. Other side. Inhale, left arm up, really open. Exhale, thread the needle and rest. Shoulder down, ear on the mat, softening here. You might bring that right arm up. Breathe. One more big breath in. Exhale, take the hand back to the mat. If you lifted it, then inhale, left arm up, really open the chest. Exhale, hands down. Spread the fingers nice and wide. Tuck your toes underneath. Coming into our first downward facing dog. Lift up your hips. Heels reach towards the floor. Relax your head. Feel free to take any movements here that feel good. So that might be kind of bending knees one at a time, walking it out. You might shake your head a little, yes and no, relaxing your neck, or maybe move your hips side to side. Take 3 more breaths of whatever feels good. Keep moving. Keep the breath flowing in and out. Hi, Michael. Awesome, you guys. Take 1 more big breath of whatever movement you're taking. Exhale as you find your way back into a neutral type position. Gaze towards your hands, soften your knees. Begin to walk your feet all the way up to the top of your mat. They'll fall right underneath your hips. Keep your knees bent, protect your low back, and then grab onto opposite elbows. Relax your head forward. You can feel free to sway side to side here and really let gravity take over your spine. So keep a nice deep bend in the knees so you really feel this in the spine and not so much in the back of the legs yet. One more breath in. Come through the center, bring the hands towards the floor. Left hand in the center, your left knee stays bent, but start to straighten out your right one. Right arm lifts up as you open and twist, 2 breaths. exhale, switch side. Fingers towards the floor. If they don't touch, you can grab onto your shin too. Left arm goes up. Get this twist, straightening the left leg now. Breathe. Let that oxygen flow in and out. One more big breath. Exhale, come back to the center. Both knees bent. Drop the head down and start to roll up one vertebra at a time. Keep your knees bent until you rise up. Keep your head dropping down here until you get all the way up. And then inhale, reach your arms up. Take the hands to prayer at the top. Exhale, hands come all the way down through prayer. Good, again, inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, hands through prayer. One more time, inhale, reach the arms up. This time, exhale, fold over to the side so your left arm stays up, right hand can come onto the leg. One breath in. Exhale out. Start to come all the way back through the center now. Inhale, both arms reach up again, gazing up. Exhale, side bend to the left. Keep your right arm up, left hand towards your left leg. Open your chest, breathe. One more deep inhale. Exhale, all the way back to the center. Last time, inhale, arms reach all the way up. This time, exhale, hands to prayer, and then take a moment to close your eyes. Take an opportunity here to go inside. So if there is an intention or a specific dedication you'd like to set towards your practice today, so that these movements, these breaths, these exercises are doing are for something deeper, right? Like something that we're sending some healing towards or some prayers towards, anything that you feel you want to connect into. A person, a place, an experience, an emotion. Just take a moment, connect. With that intention clear in your mind, take a big deep inhale. Exhale out the mouth like we did at the beginning. Good. Open the eyes back up. Release the hands to the sides. Heel toe your feet now together to touch here. We'll take a little sun salutation, very gentle. So come to the top of your mat if you're not already there. Inhale, reach your arms all the way up. Exhale, fold forward over your legs. You can always have soft knees here to protect your low back, let your head relax down. Inhale, lift up your chin and chest. You find some length in your spine. And then exhale, take your hands to the mat, bend your knees and step your right foot back into a low lunge. Reposition however you need to, and then you can rock a little forward and back here, maybe up and down on your hips. Just kind of warming up into them. Breathing. Take this back knee down to the mat, undo the toes, open arm twist, left arm reaches up, take 2 breaths here. One more big breath in. Exhale, hands come onto the mat. Keep your back knee on the mat. Inhale, step your left foot back and then take it up. So it's exactly out behind you. Head is towards the center. You're gonna inhale here. Exhale, round your spine and draw your knee to the nose. Inhale as that leg reaches up and back. You might even lift it up if you feel comfortable, kind of like cat. And then exhale, rounding. One more time. Inhale, take it up. Exhale, round it. Inhale as that leg comes up again. This time, bend your left knee. You might stay here. You might be able to reach with your right hand towards your foot, catching on, and then kicking it up and back so you open your chest. Take one more big deep breath in. Exhale, drop your knee down, hand down. Take your knees wide and sit back into a child's pose. Hips back, head down. Take a few breaths here. And remember, this pose is always accessible throughout class. You can always drop here whenever you need to kind of reconnect, find you, find your breath. One more big inhale in. Exhale out. Inhale as you rise back up onto your hands and knees. And then exhale, step your right foot forward to come into that lunge. Tuck your left toe under so the knee lifts up. Warm it up a little bit. Move yourself forward and back, maybe up and down. Very gently, just feeling into your hips. Make sure you're breathing long and deep so you're really sending that oxygen in. One more breath of movement here. Allow that back knee to go back down onto the mat, under the toes. Open arm twist. Right arm lifts up and you gaze to that right hand for 2 breaths. Keep sinking your hips low, feeling that opening in the hip and the chest. 1 more breath in. Exhale, hands come back down onto the mat. Keep that left knee down. Inhale, right leg slides up and back, extending it out. Exhale, rounding knee to nose, activating your core. Inhale, up and back. Maybe you gently arch if that feels good for your spine. Exhale, round it. Last time, inhale, up and back, opening up. Exhale, round. Inhale that leg back up. This time, knee bends and foot goes towards the ceiling. Stay here, take your left arm up and around to catch your foot. Grab on, kick it up, open up. For 3, 2, and 1. Exhale, release that leg, knee to the mat. Again, child's pose. Knees out, hips back. Drop in and chill. Take a few breaths. We're really like glorifying a lot of doing and action as a culture, and especially now. Resting is so important, you guys. So just glorify this rest, this moment in child's pose. It's all good. Take it in. 1 more big deep breath. Exhale, rise up onto the hands and knees again. Tuck the toes under, downward facing dog. Take a big deep breath in. Exhale, soften your knees, gaze towards your hands. Inhale, step your right foot forward. Exhale, left foot meets you there into a forward fold. Soften your knees. Inhale, rise up, palms press, gaze to your hands. Right away, you'll exhale, fold forward over your legs. Inhale, lift up your chin and chest, lengthen it up. Exhale, plant the hands. This time, step your left foot back into your low lunge. Right foot meets you in a high plank. Take 2 breaths here. Find some strength. You can always go down onto your knees if you want to modify. Building up that fire from the inside. 1 more big deep breath in. Exhale, chaturanga. You rock forward and down till your elbows connect to the ribs. You can use knees here if you want to modify. Inhale, lift up your chest, upward facing dog. Stay in your upward dog. Shoulders press away from the ears. Exhale, gently twist. You gaze towards your right foot. Inhale back to the center. Exhale, gently twist to the left. Good. Inhale all the way back to the center. Exhale, hips back, downward dog. Take 5 breaths in your down dog. So feel free to keep taking movement in down dog, or you can rest in kind of a still position. Just extending your heels down towards the floor, hips pressing back, hands pressing firmly into the mat with all fingers, all edges of your knuckles. Take 1 more big deep breath in. Exhale, soften your knees, gaze to your hands. Inhale, walk, step, or jump now to the top of the mat. You can always modify to make this more challenging too. Exhale as you fold. Inhale, rise up, palms press, gaze to your thumbs. Exhale, fold forward over your legs. Inhale, lift up chin and chest, find some space in the spine. Exhale, plant the hands, step your feet back, lower right on down to your version of chaturanga, so that can always be with the knees, elbows graze the rib cage. Inhale, lift the chest, upward facing dog, shoulders away from the ears. Exhale, hips back, downward facing dog, 5 breaths. Keep your face and neck relaxed here, keep reaching those hips back in space as much as possible. Heels reaching towards your mat. Just breathe. 2 more breaths. Last deep inhale in. Exhale, softening your knees to gaze forward. Inhale, walk, step, or jump. Feet up to the top of the mat. Lift up your chin and chest. Exhale, fold it forward, relax your head. Inhale, rise all the way up, hands to prayer. This time, exhale, hands come to prayer at heart center and close your eyes again. Just take a moment to feel that energy moving inside. So when we come into that stillness, there's still that dynamic flow happening on the inside. Just take a moment to connect to that. Take a full deep inhale in. Exhale to your out. Good, release the arms to the side. Let's keep flowing here. You guys are doing awesome. Inhale, reach it up, open the chest. Maybe you go a little up and back here this time. Exhale, fold forward over your legs. Inhale, lift up the chin and chest. Exhale, plant the hands, step, walk, or even jump back as you lower to that chaturanga type position. Inhale, lift up your chest, upward dog. Exhale, hips go back, downward facing dog. Inhale, reach your right leg up and back behind you. Exhale, step that right foot all the way forward to come into a lunge pose. Keep your back knee off the mat this time. Rise your arms up with you. Gazing straight in front of you, 2 breaths. Strong legs. One more big deep inhale in. Exhale, stay in your lunge. Take your right hand and grab your left wrist and then pull it up and over to the side so you open through that left side. Breathing, one more big breath in. Exhale. Inhale, come back through to your high lunge. Exhale, open up to a warrior 2. Straighten your right leg as you inhale. You can heel toe your left foot a bit closer to come into Trikonasana, triangle pose. Start by reaching as far forward as you can, and then allow that right hand to either rest on the shin, the ankle, maybe catching the big toe. Left arm reaches up to the ceiling and gaze up to that top hand for 3 breaths. Breathe, enjoy your breath. Stay present with it. One more big deep inhale. Exhale, slowly start to rise your body back up. Take a little bend into this right knee just so that you have some momentum to step it all the way back to meet your left. Hands come into prayer now, coming into a tree pose. You can either do this modified just with your toe on the ground and heel connected to your ankle. Otherwise, you can take the foot onto either the calf or all the way above your knee onto your inside thigh. Hands are in prayer. Keep a steady gaze right in front of you and just breathe. You might even want to reach your arms all the way up and open, expressing the branches of your tree. Anything that feels good here. Take one more breath. Exhale, everything starts to come back through to prayer. If you open it up, step that right foot right underneath your hips and separate them hips width distance. Soften your knees a little bit, hook your thumbs together. Inhale, arch up and back, really open your chest. Exhale, bend your knees, swing your arms behind you, interlace your fingers, and then drop your chest forward for a fold. Stay here for 3 breaths. One more big deep breath in. Exhale, start to bring your hands onto the floor. Heel toe your feet a little bit wider, heels in, toes out. Sit your hips all the way down, coming into a yogi squat. If this is sensitive, keep your hands on the floor, even bring a pillow or a block so you can sit your hips. Otherwise, take your hands into prayer, lift up your chest, breathe. 2 more breaths here. Again, feel free to close your eyes if you want to get into that inner space. One more big deep breath in. Exhale, hands start to reach onto the floor if they're not already there. Extend your right leg out to the side and keep your left knee bent, Skandasana. Feel free to keep the hands on the floor for support or bring the left hand out to the side, shoulder inside the left knee, and right arm opens up. 2 breaths again. One more big deep inhale in. Exhale, hands back down onto the mat. Keep that right leg straight, but straighten out your left one. Both toes turned in now towards the side of your mat. Lift up your chest for 1 breath. Exhale, fold, relax your head down. 3 breaths here. You can always soften your knees to protect your low back. Keep your neck relaxed no matter what. One more big deep breath in. Exhale out. Inhale as you start to lift your chest back up. And then exhale, crawl to a low lunge at the front of the mat. One hand on either side of the right foot, and then slide your left leg back a little. Soften your left knee onto the mat under the toes. Anjaneyasana. Lift up your chest as your hands come onto your thigh. And then encourage your thigh a little forward and lift your chest up and back. Feel free to stay here if you want a little more sensation on that right side. Bring your right hand onto the floor, left arm up and over. 2 more breaths. Keep sinking your hips as low as they'll possibly go. One more deep inhale in. Exhale, coming into a twist, Parsvakonasana B. Hook that left elbow outside the knee, and then press your hands into a prayer to deepen the twist as you turn towards gazing over your back shoulder. You can keep the back knee down or tuck the toe, reaching it up off the mat. 2 more breaths. One more deep inhale in. Exhale, come all the way back to the center, hands onto the floor. Everybody's back knee returns to the mat. Inhales, you slide your right leg back onto an all fours position, and then walk your hands out so it's like a wide all fours. Sit your hips back to come into puppy pose. So you arch until your chin and chest reach towards the mat. You might do your forehead on the mat, or you might do your chin. You decide how it feels. Keep your tailbone lifting up. Drop your chest down. One more deep breath in. Exhale out. Keep your forearms on the ground and start to slide forward onto your forearms, softening your hips down to the mat for a little Sphinx pose. Press into your hands, drop your shoulders away from the ears, take 2 breaths. One more deep inhale in. Exhale, open up your elbows and make a little pillow with your hands. Turn your face to whichever side, just chill for a second. Maybe close the eyes, maybe shake the hips a little side to side. Release your low back. Breathe. One more big deep breath in. Exhale out. Start to bring the hands underneath your shoulders. Inhale, press it up to an upward facing dog. Lift up the chest. Exhale, hips go all the way back down for a dog. Deep inhale in. Exhale out. Inhale, left leg reaches up and back. Exhale, step the left foot all the way forward to come into a lunge. Keep your back knee off the mat. Reach your arms all the way up. Gaze forward for 2 breaths. Find that strong foundation in the legs. One more deep inhale in. Exhale, now left hand grabs right wrist. Start to pull it up and over to the side. 2 more breaths. Keep that left knee really bent. Feel that opening on the right hip. 1 more deep inhale. Exhale takes you back through to the center. Inhale, open it up into a warrior 2, shoulders on top of hips. Exhale, straighten out that left leg. I'm going to turn to face you here. Walk your heel toe, your right foot a little bit closer in, and then start to reach forward and down towards either resting your hand on your shin, your ankle, maybe you catch your big toe. Right arm stays up and you gaze up to that top arm. Stay here for 3 breaths. Big deep inhale in. Exhale, gently start to rise your body all the way back up to standing. Little bit of bend in that left knee so you have momentum to step yourself all the way back to the back leg, to your right leg. Tree pose. You can either modify with your little kickstand, or you can get the foot onto the calf, maybe up onto the inner thigh. Hands come into prayer here. Steady gaze right out in front of you. Long deep breaths. Take any arm position that feels good. If you want to lift them up and open, or even kind of dance your hands a little bit, that can feel good. Just breathe. One more big inhale in. Exhale, maybe the hands start to come back through to prayer as you release that foot underneath you. Both feet as wide as your hips. Again, soften knees, hook the thumbs. Inhale, arch your back, really open your chest. Exhale, bend your knees, swing your arms, interlace your fingers the opposite way, so the weird way for you, and let your head, chest, and shoulders relax forward. Pinkies really stretch up and over. 2 breaths. One more big breath in. Exhale, release the hands all the way to the floor. Separate your feet a little bit, so heels and toes out. And then bend into your knees to come into your yogi squat, malasana. Remember, you can modify with a pillow or a block if you have one, anything you need to sit on. Otherwise, just elbows in to the knees, lift up the chest, hands in prayer. Take one more breath. Breath out. Hands come back to the floor if you have them in prayer. Everybody's reaching out to Skandasana, so that right knee stays bent, but your left leg extends out to the side. Feel free to keep the hands on the floor for support, or bring the right hand to the side with the shoulder inside the knee and the left arm opens up. 2 breaths. Really open the chest if you've got that left arm up. One more big deep inhale. Exhale, hands come back to the floor. Keep that left leg straight. Inhale, straighten the right one and turn both toes in. Wide-legged forward fold. Lift up the chest as you breathe in. Exhale, relax your head, neck, and shoulders forward. 2 breaths here. One more big breath in. Exhale out. We're going to twist this time, so inhale, lift up the chest. And then exhale, take your left hand onto your right foot. Press into your foot so you open your chest and reach your right arm up and around. Nice. One more big deep breath in. Exhale, switch sides. Right hand onto left foot. Really press into the hand so your chest will lift up and you'll twist. Get this nice opening through the IT band on the left leg. One more big breath in. Exhale, start to come back down to the floor and just crawl yourself into a low lunge towards your left leg. So left leg is bent, hands are onto the floor. Soften your back knee down under the toes, Anjaneyasana. Lift up your chest as you inhale, pressing onto the thigh. Encourage your thigh forward, let your chest relax up and back. Hips drop low. Feel free to stay here if you want to work into that side body a little. Left hand onto the floor, right arm goes up and over to the side. Dropping those hips down. One more big inhale in. Exhale, Parsva Konasana B. Just fold your torso across the left leg so you come to twist. Hook that elbow to the outside, hands press into prayer as you deepen and gaze over your back shoulder. Maybe you stay here or you tuck that toe under and lift the knee up. Breathe. One more big deep breath in. Exhale, take the hands all the way back towards the floor. Everybody's back knee goes down again under the toes. Inhale, slide that left foot back onto your hands and knees. This time, exhale, lower knees, chest, and chin. So your hips stay up and your chest and chin comes onto the floor. Slide your hips forward now, little baby cobra. So a little bit of weight in your hands and just hover the chest up. Take a breath in. Exhale again, fold forward, resting with your hands as a little pillow. Turn your face to one side, maybe shake off the hips. Just chill for a moment, feel the heartbeat connecting down. We'll open our chest here a little bit. So take your right arm out to the side into like a 90-degree angle. So it's totally planted on the floor at 90 degrees. Bend your left foot. Keep your right ear resting on the mat and start to roll up and back so the left foot touches the floor. The further you take your hips around, the more sensation you'll get on that chest. Breathe into this opening. 2 more breaths. One more big deep breath in. Exhale, start to come all the way back through the center. Do the same thing on the other side. So that left hand is out into a perfect 90-degree angle. Elbow bent. Bend your right knee. Left ear just rests on the floor as you roll yourself up and back to touch the right foot towards the floor. Remember, the further your hips go around, the more sensation you'll get on that left chest and shoulder. Breathe. One more big deep breath in. Exhale as you start to come all the way back through to the center. Good. This time hands come under your shoulders. Press all the way back into a child's pose. You can do it with wide knees or narrow knees. Just sit your hips back, relax your head forward, take a few breaths. Reconnect into your intention of the class. So that moment we set together at that beginning, focusing into that space. Keep your eyes closed. Maybe you massage your forehead a little bit as you rock your head side to side. Breathe. Inhale, start to rise yourself all the way up onto your hands and knees. Take your hands forward and towards the left side of your mat, and then step your right foot outside of your hands. So your hands are inside of the right foot. Lizard lunge. Feel free to stay here. You might be able to drop down to the elbows or relax your knee out to the side as you flex your right foot. You know your hips, yes? So feel it out. You might kind of rock side to side. Breathe long and deep. You can also do this with the back knee lifted if you want more sensation on that left hip. One more big deep breath in. Exhale out. Soften that back knee down to the mat if it's not already there. Walk yourself back up on your hands if you're on your elbows. Everybody hips go back a little bit so you have space to slide that right foot into a pigeon pose. Dropping the shin onto the mat, right foot towards the left wrist now. You might walk that left foot back a little bit so you get more space. Lift up your chest as you inhale. And then exhale, fold yourself forward over your legs. You might rest your head down. You might stay here on your elbows. Long, deep breaths into the hips.
Of my soul, I am light. In my heart I know we are light.
Take one more big deep breath in here. Exhale. Feel free to stay exactly as you are. If you want to try adding a little more sensation, take your left hand, thread it all the way through like we did at the beginning so you can rest onto your left shoulder and your left ear rest down as well. You might stay here or even press onto your left hand to kind of roll your chest open. Just breathe into this twist. If this is too much, you can always back off. 2 more breaths. Should bring up a little sticky sensation, but it shouldn't be overly painful. Wherever you are, start to find your way back through to the center. Inhale, walk it all the way up onto your hands, lifting the chest. Tuck the left toes. Exhale as you step all the way back now into a downward dog. And you might want to lift that right leg up, open the hip, and make some circles. There's a lot of opening on that right hip. So take anything you need to here. Start to gently exhale as you drop yourself back down onto hands and knees. Walk your hands forward so that they're on the right side of your mat now. And then step your left foot up to the outer edge of your mat. Hands are on the inside, lizard lunge here. Same options. So you might stand hands, you might be able to drop onto elbows, or roll yourself out onto the outer edge of your left foot, opening the hip even more. You can either stay in the stillness or you can move a little bit side to side to kind of massage those hips internally. Might feel good here if you want more sensation to tuck the toe under so that that knee lifts up. Be sure to be sending long, deep breaths into the body. Give yourself that oxygen to open it up. Take one more big deep breath in. Exhale out. everybody, find your way back up to hands if you were on your knees or on your elbows. And then lift your hips back a little bit in space so you have some opportunity to slide that right or that left foot into your pigeon, dropping the shin on the mat. Maybe you have to walk that right foot back a little bit, square off your hips. Take an inhale as you lift up the chest. Exhale, fold forward to your comfort level. So that might be elbows, that might be all the way with the chest forward, head resting down. I encourage you to really give into those sensations. So all that kind of ickiness, stickiness that comes up in pigeon pose, it's really important for us to feel it. Yeah, to not just kind of ignore it and ease off, like back off and be like, ooh, too much. Like, I encourage you to go into it. Yeah, it should feel a little bit uncomfortable. It should be right on that edge. Get a lot of tension stuck in our hips, so it's important we move it out.
The power of love is here now.
Relax for 2 more breaths.
Is here now. The power of you, me, is here to create magic on us.
Feel free to stay as you are. If you want to add that twist, this time lift up your chest. You have space for the right arm to thread through. Drop the shoulder onto the mat. Relax your right ear down. Maybe you press into that hand to really twist around.
Magic on us.
2 more breaths. Start to find your way back through the center wherever you are. Lift yourself back up onto the hands. Take an inhale, lifting up that chest. Exhale, tuck the toes, plant the hands. This is your last little downward dog today. So if you want to, again, open up that left leg, open the hip, make some circles, find some movement.
Wash away your tears.
Find your left foot back to the floor if it's lifted up. Inhale, drop yourself down onto your knees, under your toes. Exhale, sit your hips back onto your heels. Let's release some tension from our head and neck here a little bit. So sit your right hand in between your calf and the back of your hamstring. Left arm comes up and over. Grab onto your right ear and gently encourage your ear and your shoulder away from each other. Close your eyes and breathe.
Power of now is here now. The power of you, me,
One more
is
breath
here
in.
to create.
Exhale, start to drop your chin to your chest, but keep that gentle tug on here.
Love is here now.
All that stress and tension melt away. One more big breath in.
Power of you, me, is here to
Exhale,
create.
find your way back through to the center and switch sides. Left hand now, you're going to sit on it. So the fingers are between your calf and the back of your hamstring. Right arm comes up and over as you grab your left ear. Gently pull them away from each other. Close the eyes. Breathe into the sensations that come up. Let those muscles stretch and open, releasing tension, relaxing. Gently drop the chin towards the chest to keep that little tug.
Let the water wash
One more
away
big breath in.
your tears.
Exhale, start to find your way all the way through to the center. Release your arm up and then release yourself off your hands. Sit your hips to whichever side so you can swing your legs out in front of you. Keep your left leg straight. Bring your right foot to the inside of your thigh. Janu Shirshasana A. Inhale, arms reach up, get some space in your body. And then exhale, fold forward over that left leg. You can grab your foot, knee, ankle, shin, whatever you reach in your body. Relax your chest forward and relax your head as well. Breathe long and deep into this stretch. One more big deep breath in. Exhale, start to sit yourself all the way back up. Take this right hand diagonally back behind you and then rise up onto your right knee, pressing your pelvis forward as you inhale, arching back, opening the chest. 2 breaths. Breathe. exhale, start to sit your hips all the way down. Hug that right knee now into the chest. You can cross it up and over your left leg, more chest in the A. Inhale, reach the arms up. Actually, more chest in a C. You can either hug your knee here or work your elbow to the outside of the knee. The right hand comes behind you and you gaze back. 2 breaths. Each inhale, you can find a little more length in the chest, and each exhale, you can twist a little deeper. Breathe. Last big deep breath. Inhale as you come all the way back to the center, counter twist. Bring your hands to the opposite side of you, and then lower your forehead down towards the floor. Inhale as you sit all the way up. Keep your legs bent, but just bend your left knee or your legs crossed so that your right knee crosses on top and your foot plants on the floor. Hands come behind you, fingers face you. Reverse table with your legs crossed. Inhale, lift up your hips and relax your head back. Breathe for 3, 2, keep lifting those hips up. 1, exhale, lower the hips all the way down to the floor, and then keep your legs crossed as you lay down onto your back. Arms to the sides, gently drop both your knees over towards your left and gaze to your right. Long deep breaths, you might close your eyes again, going into that inner space. Let it feel good, let yourself feel totally relaxed into this posture, not a lot of effort happening. Completely in chill mode. One more big deep breath in. Exhale, come all the way back through to the center. Keep your legs crossed, but bring them in towards your chest. Reach towards your feet and start to separate your feet away from each other. So you pull them up and away and then into your body. Supine Gomukhasana. Your head is just in the center here. Breathe into your hips. One more big deep breath in. Exhale. Start to release this position. Uncross your legs. Happy baby. Catch onto the inner or outer edges of your feet. Rock a little side to side. Massage your low back. Let it feel good. And keep holding onto your feet. You're going to rock yourself all the way up into a seated Baddha Konasana. Lift up your chest on the inhale. Soles the feet together, knees to the sides. Exhale, pull with the arms as your chest reaches forward. When your chest doesn't go farther, you can relax your head forward. Take long, deep breaths here. 3 more breaths into those hips. She broke your throne, she cut your hair, and from your lips she drew. Last big deep inhale in. Exhale. Inhale as you start to sit all the way up. Keep your left leg bent, extend your right one forward. Janu Shirshasana A. Arms reach up, big deep breath in. Exhale, fold it forward, catching your leg wherever you reach. Knee, ankle, shin, toes, wrist maybe, yeah? You're a dancer, you might be able to take this pretty deep, huh? Wherever you are though, big full breaths into this body, yeah? Whatever your limits and capacities are, expand them through the breath. Big inhales, big exhales, last one. Inhale as you start to sit all the way back up here. Left hand's gonna come diagonally back behind you. Press your hips forward and come onto that left knee as you arch up and back for 2 breaths. One more big inhale in. Exhale, sit those hips all the way down. Take the left knee now into the chest, cross it up and over your right leg. Twist it. Inhale, right arm up, find some space. Exhale, either hug that knee or work the elbow to the outside of the knee. Left hand behind the back and gaze it back for 3 breaths. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Last big deep inhale. Exhale. Inhale, find your way back to the center. Release for a counter twist. Hands to the other side. chest. Keep the legs crossed. Bend your right knee so it connects the foot to the floor. The left leg is up across. Hands are behind you. Fingers face you. Reverse table. Inhale, lift the hips up. Relax your head back. Stay here for 3, 2, and 1. Exhale, hips start to lift all the way to the floor. Keep your legs crossed and lay your back all the way down. Arms to the sides, breath in the center. Exhale, twist, knees to the right, gaze over your left shoulder, close your eyes. Connect into your body, into this moment. One more big deep breath in. Exhale out. Start to come all the way back through to the center. Keep your knees crossed, hug them a little bit into the chest so you can reach towards your feet. Start to separate your feet away from each other and up, and then pull them in as well. Opening into your hips, 2 breaths. One more big deep breath in. Exhale, release your feet. This time, undo your legs and plant your feet onto the floor. Drop your knees off a little side to side. Just release your hips, your low back. Ooh, my hip just cracked. Maybe yours might too, maybe not. Coming into a little bit of back bending before we relax. So plant your feet as they are. Hands can come by the sides, little bridge pose. Inhale, lift up your hips. Stay here for 3, 2, and 1. Exhale, lower your hips down. Keep your feet on the floor. Drop your knees in to touch. Hands come to prayer, and then connect that prayer right onto your forehead. Thumbs connected between the eyebrows. Close the eyes and breathe. Again, resurface that prayer, that intention we set at the beginning. Let these movements be for something deeper, something personal to you. Take one more big breath in. Exhale, one more back bend. It can be that bridge pose again. If you want a full wheel, if that's something you practice normally, you can take the hands back with the fingers near the shoulders, and then inhale, press into the hands as you lift up. Again, we'll stay for 3. You can also be in a regular bridge pose, 2. And 1. Exhale, lower all the way down back onto your back. This time, hug your knees into the chest. Rock a little side to side, massage your low back. Make it feel good. Start to take the soles of the feet together and knees drop out to the sides, Supine Baddha Konasana. One hand can come onto your heart and one hand can come onto your belly. Close your eyes and start to really connect into the inner workings of your body. So you feel the heartbeat under one hand. You feel your breath in your belly under the other hand. Just connect into you exactly as you are. All the miracles that move through you and keep you alive without you even trying, yeah? Heart keeps beating, breath keeps going, no matter what, no matter what's going on. All of that happens on the inside. Take a few more breaths to feel grateful for this amazing body you have that does so much for you to keep you alive and well. When you're ready to come into your Shavasana, just let your arms relax out to the sides and extend your legs long. Coming into your full relaxation with your eyes closed. This is the most important part of our class, so don't skip it. Really give yourself this chance to chill, yeah, to totally rest, to value that place that only your body can restore from. You can't restore from action, you can only restore from rest. Just take a moment to soak it in. slowly start to wiggle your fingers and your toes, coming back into your body, back into this space. Maybe rock the head side to side or reach the arms all the way up for a big head to toe stretch. You can hug the knees back into the chest, rock side to side a little bit. And eventually, with your eyes still closed, find your way up into a comfortable seat. We'll close like we started with